Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Germanuelian.
Good evening, South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. My name is MD. Welcome to the Power Hour. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Very excited to have you guys here. We have a lot to talk about. It is Tuesday. It is 8 o'clock. It is the 15th of August, if you can believe it. We are flying through the summer. The summer season is starting to wind down. 4 events left, 2 open for registration right now. 2 more opening here in the next couple of hours, and that will pretty much close out our summer season going into the playoffs. So we'll talk more about that here as we go through the evening. Talk a little bit about the upcoming event this weekend at Willow, about heat stress and heat prep. Talk a little bit about our point standings again. We do have a little bit of a change up coming in the flights and order of teeing off this Sunday at Willow, so that is going to be fun. Stick around for that. And then we have a really special announcement that we'll kind of announce here in a little bit. And if time permits, and Travis Salkowski, our fearless leader of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, can get on the show with us tonight. He is dealing with some other issues right now. If he can get on, we may talk a little bit about our trip to Denver, Colorado. Myself, Casey Graham, Scotty Williams, Travis Salkowski took what felt like a week-long trip, but really just 48 hours, Friday night to Sunday night, to Denver to play golf at a couple of really great golf courses, and Mike can talk a little bit more about that. But before we do any of that, let's talk a little bit about what we have going on around the tour right now. So coming up this weekend on the 20th, we have Willow, the return to Willow. Golf course is supposed to be in okay shape. We haven't played there in a long time, so that's going to be really exciting to get back to Willow. It's going to give a fresh perspective, or at least a fresh course for us to go out and play, something changing up the route a little bit on the events that we're playing. And special alert, people. Special news bulletin. Travis Salkowski coming out of left field, getting here almost on time.
Yeah, it was,
but he is here.
It was a lot closer. I didn't have time to test anything. How's the audio, visual? Everything is
perfect.
Okay. Terrific. Yeah, I don't even have headphones. I got nothing. So I got nothing. I rushed through the afternoon and the evening to get here with you on the STX Am Tour Power Hour. I have no idea what we're talking about or where we're going. Or anything, but it's awesome to be here, bud.
Good to see you. I know you had a busy Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday. Monday was pretty okay. Coming back from a weekend golfing is always difficult, but Monday was okay. And today my truck was stone cold dead. Like stone cold dead. Like, something strange, stone cold dead. So, yes, it was just sitting over the weekend, and it was just time. So, dealt with that all afternoon and into the evening. But here we are now, bud. How are you, Birdie Man of Colorado? I just saw that.
I am great. It's Tuesday night. I'm live. I've got all 5 people watching right now. just eyeballing me, and it's just a great thing. I'm excited to talk a little bit about some of the events coming up. I want to talk a little bit about point standings. I know we got the announcement to make. I'd love to talk a little bit about Denver and just kind of like talk on the golf a little bit, because that was just such a stupid good weekend of golf.
It was awesome.
So definitely lots to talk about. First and foremost, though, jumping into Willow, the return to Willow this Sunday.
I know. It's so exciting. We're finally here. I mean, we are more than halfway through the summer season, and we're finally going to Willow Springs. Stroke play, still a couple events, a couple spots left for registration. I'm working on getting a number for that, but registration for Willow Springs stroke play this Sunday closes tomorrow at 5 p.m. unless it sells out beforehand, and I'll try to work on getting that number here pretty quick.
Which is entirely possible. We were getting close to it this morning, and I know hopefully we've gotten some last minute signups and get some people on board and get all the flights taken care of. Willow is going to be a lot of fun, I think, just because we haven't seen it this year. I think,
and it's definitely the most hit it anywhere off the tee course, in my opinion. So it really is different than what we've been playing. I mean, if you think about it, Mission's pretty tight with OB freaking everywhere now. Northern Hills is pretty tight. OB on 15 of the 18 holes.
Yeah.
And now you come
Cedar's
to Cedar, right? Cedar's the tightest. And now you come to Willow Springs for the first time, haven't seen it, probably haven't practiced there a lot.
If at all.
And, it's going to be a big golf tournament. It's going to be awesome. It's double points. The whole locations are going to be in good spots on the green, so I'm not worried about the course conditions around the whole locations. That's awesome. Chris Espinoza and Jeremy Semlinger played Willow this past Sunday. Green's looking good. That's excellent. And I know Jason Bird said they were getting some extra attention, some hand watering during the day, some top dressing. So they're definitely getting ready for the tour to be there. So
yeah, I think it's going to be good. I like it because that course gets, you can tip it out pretty good. You can make that a longer course.
It feels long. It certainly feels long.
It can feel long. I don't think it plays entirely long, but it can, just depending on the tee boxes, and then some of those pins that you can put out there. But I think in general, you look at that golf course. I mean, there used to be a time where that conversation would be, what are one of the toughest holes to play on tour? And it used to be number 2 Willow would always be something that came up really easily as one of the toughest holes to go out and play. And we haven't had to talk about that. We haven't had to talk about.
Listen, number 2 at Willow is like the 7-5 favorite for being the hardest hole on Sunday.
Like, I think number 2 is going to be tricky. I'm interested to see, I think we haven't seen that course in so long. The talent is so good on the tour right now throughout the flights. And I think, you look at champ flight, first flight, even some guys in second flight. I mean, I'm interested to look at some of those holes like 17, looking at holes like number 7. Like, I think people are going to be driving the green. People are going to be hitting some tee shots that we just haven't seen in forever. There's going to be some people feeling really good about it.
It's certainly been a while since we've been at Willow. And it's certainly been a while since we've been to Willow with 120 person stroke play field with, minimum 5 flights and 5 sets of tee boxes.
Yep.
So we can definitely expect the black tees to be back, and there to be some ladies in the field. So the forward tees in play, and you definitely expect it to be long and play long.
I mean,
it's firm and fast though right now. So,
firm and fast. I mean, I went for a run today, and I was just thinking about, I was replaying Willow in my head, going over each hole, kind of in my mind, thinking about the last time I played it, thinking about just what the course looked like and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting there thinking this course could either be something that people can go really and we've seen people go low out there.
Lots of good scores at Willow. I think Sean Vidal's personal best is at Willow, maybe a 66 or a 67.
Yeah, something like that. I think that I know I think I tied one of my personal bests for tour golf out there. I mean, that golf course, I think, depending on conditions and depending on, just on the day, I think we're going to see I think we can see some low scores. I think we might see a couple of high scores, but I think it's going to be another one of those weekends where it's just going to come down to a bunch of friggin' playoff holes.
I think so too. And I think it's one of those tournaments, especially when we start talking about point standings down the stretch. If your name's in that, certainly the top 10, if your name's in the top 50, every one of those 3-footers is starting to really matter.
Yeah. I mean, we have Willow this week. We're back to Mission Del Lago for 2-person best ball on the 2nd of next month. 2 weeks later, meeting back at Cedar.
That's the final partner event.
Yep. And then we're finishing up the season the 17th of September at Cedar in a stroke play event. Always fun to go to stroke play at Cedar. And then PC Open, finishing off September into the 1st of October. And then we're in the playoffs. Then a week later, we're in the playoffs. 2 weeks later, we're into the playoffs. So the points are going to go fast. And, this weekend, I think is a really, really big weekend.
I was just running math this morning on calendar, and we're only 90 days away from the South Texas Match Play Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I know you and I were working on that itinerary and those schedules and working with High Meadow Ranch in Houston and Randy McKay with the Houston Amateur Golf Association. And all of a sudden it hit me like a ton of bricks this morning that it was like, oh crap, it's less than 3 months away now. It was 3 months from this past weekend. And it was like, okay, ducks in a row. Let's start talking about uniforms. But you're exactly right. It's playoffs right around the corner. And we go double points, and that's where I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think this weekend aside from the PC Open, this weekend I think is going to be one of the biggest or at least most critical stroke play events that we're going to have to kind of finish off the season. You look at, we'll pull up here the top 10 list real quick. Looking from 10 spot up. There's only 140 points separating first and 10th right now.
Yeah,
and you can go down deeper down the line here.
It's
tight. And it's pretty tight. But this weekend, I think the people in the top 10, top 15, any one of these guys pulls off a win this weekend. I think they're in a pretty good spot. Not necessarily running away with it. They still got to get through the 2-man and get through Cedar, the PC Open. But an individual double points event is just huge.
A one-day double points event is important. It's right up there with the San Pedro Match Play in the spring season, right? There are minimal single-digit spots left for Willow. Registration closes tomorrow at 5 p.m. And the partner event is half. It's half sold already.
What are we doing? 60 teams for that?
Yeah, it's 64.
64. Okay.
Yeah, 64 max cap. So yeah, the 2-person, the final partner event of the year is half full already. That is an 8 a.m. shotgun start at Mission Del Lago. That is a Saturday morning shotgun start. What to do with yourself for the rest of the weekend is the biggest question for the Mission Del Lago golf tournament. Not who you're going to play with, but what you're going to do when you're done playing.
That's how I feel about every Saturday event. I'm like, what am I going to do on Sunday?
Yeah, it's like all this time to send a newsletter and update point standings and stuff.
Get things actually done on time. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
Well, for Willow this week, I know we've been talking about it. You and I have had some conversations around 2 different things. One is kind of the heat prep thing. Golly, I don't know about you, but I know you. I went to the driving range this afternoon and I hit golf balls for about an hour. And coming from Denver where it's 70 and perfect and didn't feel exhausted hitting the golf ball, to hitting golf balls for an hour, losing about, a gallon of sweat and just feeling like trash afterwards. I cannot stress the heat prep enough.
Yeah, prep for the golf tournament. It's a grind when you talk about scoring, and it's a grind when you talk about mental game, and it's a grind when you talk about physicality, right? So prepare, good night's sleep, lots of water, snacks. Bring snacks along.
Go get liquid IV. Like, I cannot stress.
I brought trail mix in my golf bag in the airplane to Colorado this past weekend. Sabrina makes me trail mix with dried fruit and sunflower seeds and cashews and all that stuff. And so, it's water.
We'll talk about Denver. We'll talk about how freaking good you played. And if that doesn't inspire people to
prepare,
put down some nuts and bananas and some other foods while they're playing.
There's a dramatic and a drastic correlation to my warm-up time and how well I play. If I go right to the first tee box like we did on Saturday morning, it's 82. But if I get a solid half a day to warm up,
what you need to warm up to play your best golf is to play 18 holes and then go hit the range for an hour and then go play 18 more. And then the second 18, you're perfect. And then just get to the golf course an hour and a half early the next day. Yes. And you're even better.
It's about loosening up that old back and those old wrists and warm-up time. Prep time. It goes back to that prep time. Prep for the heat, prep for your game. You prep for your game, prep for the heat, prep for the environment that you're playing in.
Yep. And one of the other things that we were talking about, we talk about equity across the flights. We talk about, making it, so no matter what flight you're in, it's fair. You have a chance to win. One thing that we wanted to do to add additional equity to the flights is to change up the flight order this weekend. Maybe give a couple of flights an opportunity to play different tee times, get some of them out of the heat who maybe are always kind of stuck in that fifth flight late afternoon. So this weekend, we're going to be teeing off. Tee time start at 8 o'clock. Champ flight is going to be leading us off, but that is going to be followed up by third flight, teeing off second, fourth flight, first flight, and then second flight. So the flights are getting kind of jumbled around on the back half.
Yeah, we recognize it's hot, and we do everything that we can, and probably then some, to have water available. And
how many bottles of water did we give away last time?
We passed out 400 bottles of water at Brackenridge Park, and they did great with the water jugs there. And I actually, believe it or not, I saw a positive water jug review today on the San Antonio Golfers Facebook page, and it was a trail course. I don't know.
If you don't follow San Antonio Golfers on Facebook, you don't know how big a deal that is. That is just where you go for hate speech against any golf course.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. I mean, the golf business, it's so funny. And you could definitely tell when I'm like, Jason, go in there and comment for me, But it's great. The golf business might be the only business on the planet where everybody tells the professionals how to do their job.
It blows my mind every time. Like I'm on a couple of different Facebook pages. Like I have this one that it's a big one where people just post pictures of like the golf course that they went to and played. And I posted the picture of the first tee box or from the fairway at Fossil Trace. And one person, I got 97 comments like, oh, that course is cool. Oh, that course is great. But then there's one guy who's like, you're probably a piece of shit golfer. Probably bounced it off the rock. I'm like, what the fuck is this coming out of nowhere? I'm like, dude, I don't even know you.
Yes, it's so aggressive. It's so mean. It's so easy to keyboard cowboy.
I was like, I get the anger at me, but usually people get to know me before they get there.
Yes, right? Yes, 100%. I agree completely.
Yeah, no, I mean, social media is just a freaking pit of anger, and
But
it's
yes,
a lot of golf.
but to back to your point about equity
Back to
across the flight, I mean, that's exactly correct. Equity across the flight is like the core mission statement of the tour, right? A home for everybody, right? Whether you're a scratch golfer or a 36 handicap, right? Equity across the flights. And you
I
can
think that
see
point
that.
standings is
Yeah, you can
pretty
see that
evident of
in the
that.
top 10, right? Second flighter, first flighter, champ flighters, fifth flighters in there even. So, yeah, absolutely. Equity across the flights. And we recognize that it's hot. And we recognize the need to keep that equitable. Hence the partnership with the trail and the 8 a.m. shotgun change coming up at Mission on September 2nd. We recognize that and try to do everything in our power and then some to preach awareness and provide and contribute as much as we can.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, Willow's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to get back. You and I talked a lot about that the last. We talked about it pretty much through the weekend. Talked about it in the car yesterday. Just talking about the season coming to an end and all that kind of stuff. But Willow, I'm really excited to get to Willow. I mean, I know they're doing everything they can to get the courses as good as it can be for us. I'm excited to just see that golf course. I've said it before on the show now a couple of times. Like, it's just nice to have a different setting to go play. No matter what the conditions are, to me, to be honest, like I'm excited to go play something different for just to mix it up a little bit. And I love that it's a double points. I love the location.
Windy on Sunday and a couple degrees cooler. The high is only 100.
Oh, I mean, that's a gentle breeze.
There's actually rain in the forecast right now for next week, Tuesday.
I did see that. Casey Graham asked me if we will witness an eagle on 2 this weekend. I'm going to say yes.
I will say no. I will say no.
I will text you as soon as my putt drops for eagle.
There's also no chance you're on the green in 2. It's absolutely it's a mandatory dunk. Is it not? Is if you eagle? Okay, hold on. Stop the show. If you eagle hole number 2 at Willow, it is a dunk from somewhere. It's a dunk.
I don't think so.
Or a chip, and there's no way.
I think. So hear me out. Hear me out.
Thank you, Greg Graff.
I think it is a potential thing. You know what? I think it's all about confidence. I think it's all confidence here. I think you can get
it's all about confidence. We're going with positive attitude. MD's going with positive attitude. That's what we're going with.
No one feels. I take that back. You feel better about the tee shot than I do right now, but I still feel pretty damn good about hitting a tee shot. And as far as like length goes, I mean, we talked about it this weekend. As long as I don't have to cover any certain distance, I can get it out there, and then I'm going to rip a 5-wood to it. And I'm either going to come up just short, or I'm going to hit the green, but I'm going to chip in, or I'm going to make my putt.
Well, and that I don't know. That's a great question, Brad Gilbert. That's a question for Jason Bird.
100% there has been. I know there has been. I cannot tell you, but I'm almost certain there is.
I don't know. Man, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day when we were in the rental car talking about Willow, and I was thinking about this. I don't think I've played Willow a ton. A lot of people don't know this, but my first employment with the Alamo City Golf Trail was as a part-time shop clerk at Willow Springs with Tony Manjaris way back in the day. So I played Willow a ton, and I don't think I've ever birdied number 2.
I know I've definitely birdied 2.
I just don't think I ever have. I've
made 10, and I've made
a bunch of 10-footers for par, but I don't. just don't know.
I'm willing to bet we see an eagle this weekend. I think we have so many long ball hitters. If they can get it through, if they just play it down the right hand side and keep it,
And there's no water in that pond, right?
There's no. That can't be right now. And if there is, it can't be that deep. It's got to be kind of like playing at like Mission, where it's like there might be a little in the middle or something like that. I don't know. If you've played out there and comment below. But no, I mean, you can try and play it down the left side, I guess, and into that bunker or into that.
That pond is repaired. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. That pond is repaired and holding water.
Okay. So, I mean, again, you play it down the right-hand side, and then I think you can depending on if you're not too far to the right and you can get something up and over the tree line, I think you can get there. Or if you might just put it out there far enough, trees may not even be in your way. We've got some long hitters out here. I mean, there are guys who just bang the ball a stupid distance. And if they put, if the course is going to be a little bit harder or a little bit firmer, we're seeing it roll out a little bit more off the tee box. I don't put it out of the realm of possibility that we see an eagle.
I'm going back and looking now at events last year. No eagles at the event in the summer season. So yeah,
I feel like it was a 2019 eagle.
Oh my goodness. I can't remember what we did 2 events ago, and you got details from 2019.
I mean, when you
pre-COVID, you got details pre-COVID.
Unless it was, I feel like because there was you remember the tournament that I lost on the 18th. I shot 1 under and I lost with a 3-putt on 18 because awesome. I want to say that event.
It was not in 2022. There was nothing in 2022.
I really feel like there was I really recall an eagle being out there. But Willow's such a fun course. I think. Well, number 2 in 1952. Yes, Greg Graff.
Thanks, Greg Graff. I appreciate the humor. I stopped doing what I was doing to look at the comment, thinking that it was going to be, positive to the context of our conversation, and it just
no. But he's just being mean. I'd block him on Facebook, but he doesn't have Facebook. We'll have to block him on YouTube.
Block.
We don't condone social media bullying on this channel, sir.
Casey has chimed in and said there has never been an eagle on hole number 2 during a tour event.
And he's willing to stake his reputation on that.
I mean, he talks about it big. There was nothing there. That's 2019 summer stroke play.
Eagles don't matter unless Casey makes them?
Oh, well, that's not true. I mean, listen, all eagles matter.
I'm part of the 4 Eagle squad.
Let's see.
Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time I said something incorrect.
Well,
whatever. Either way,
no chance. No, I'm going stand by. The entire field can take this as a challenge. There will not be any gross eagles on hole number 2. That is the 2-1. I mean, that's like the 5-4 favorite. No, let's flip that around. That's a 4-5 favorite.
Anyone who is able to make an eagle on number 2 will receive a free South Texas Amateur Golf Tour T-shirt that said "Solo Eagle number 2 Willow."
Sure.
Will entice you, as if the skin money isn't enough for making your eagle on 2.
Wow. In the spring of 2019, there were 5 eagles on hole number 10 in one event.
I believe that. 100% I would believe that.
That hole's tough with that in-course out of bounds on the tee shot.
You have to take driver for sure. Like you can't play an iron or just something low before the corner, before the turn. You can get it there from that corner and try and cut it, but it's not easy to get to, especially, I mean, that pin typically sits in front of that bunker. Rarely is it in the back left. I think that's going to be a lot of fun too, and I think that's a fun thing that Travis. I don't know if you want to talk more about that right now, because we haven't played Willow this season, we have so many new people out there. That's something we're going to have to talk about a little bit more with the in-course out of bounds. Hit it off number 10 going into number 1 fairway.
So it is on the tour local rule sheet, the tour's hard card, that the tee shot on number 10 at Willow, the left side of the hole has out of bounds that is defined by the right edge of the cart path on the tee shot only. It will be tee shot only, Greg Graff. Yes, sir. Specifically for the safety hazard of hitting tee shots blindly into hole number 1. Hole number 10 will be tee shot only, left, out of bounds, defined by the right edge of the cart path. And that will be on the local rule sheet.
No one gets more stressed out about the second, like playing it out of bounds on the approach shots. No one gets more stressed out about that than me with my draw.
You just hook the ball like 40 yards right to left every time.
Like, I sit there and I'm just like, gee, well, I don't do it like that anymore. But like last year and previous year, MD was very stressed out about looking at that shot. I'm like, oh, I need to aim on the left. I need to aim on the right side of the green and hopefully just pull draw it all the way back.
I got one more year to check, and then I'm all the way back to 2019, and there has been no eagles at Willow Springs.
Well, no eagles on number 2.
On number 2. The last one I just looked at, there was an eagle on 15. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Eagle on 15, really impressive.
But you can get that if that's downwind, right? I've played that up a couple times, right?
Yeah, we've definitely played that up. You know what? The other thing will be really interesting too. Again, I haven't seen the golf course, so I'm excited to see it. But I wonder how the trees have grown in, like on number 2, or excuse me, number 3, and how they've grown in on number 16.
No eagles confirmed at Willow, hole number 2, dating back to Golf Genius era. The Golf Genius era of the
Golf
tour.
Genius era.
Oh, we have 2 eras.
Well, then I was incorrect. I apologize. I retract my statement, and I leave here in shame.
Don't do that.
But I think, like I said, I think the trees will be interesting too, and see how they've grown and how they're going to come into play and affect the golfers a little bit more this time around. So I think it's going to be a good time.
I think so too.
Bunkers are going to be played lift, clean, rake, and place.
Bunkers are going to be played lift, clean, rake, and place, and the ones that are under repair are clearly identifiable as under repair, and they will be marked as such via the local rule sheet.
So on to new business. Beep. I have to fix that. It's not ACGT Tour. God bless Michael. God, I've ruined the show.
It's okay. It's the second time you've put it on tonight too.
I know, and I did it. And I'm like, it was fucked up last time you did that too. You shit.
It's okay. That sometimes that stuff lingers. So you change names and logos, and it's okay. It's still the same brand. That's where it started.
Well, this next this announcement that we kind of teased and we talked about, it's going to lead. I have things to change in the system anyways. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to go back and edit and redo now. As we are making some changes, and we are going to be announcing and adding someone to the team.
Yeah, definitely addition. Not changing, but adding.
Changing and adding. By definition, we're changing something.
Okay. Dynamic presence.
We are growing, changing, developing, expanding. We are doing things, and these things are. You know, I once gave an interview for Richard Oliver for the San Antonio Express News where I said we're doing cool stuff for the trail, and he put that in the freaking paper. He said we're doing cool stuff. We're doing cool stuff. Don't worry about it. When you see it and we announce it, you're gonna say, you know what? That shit was cool.
Yeah, that was cool stuff. They didn't lie.
They didn't lie.
Oh, goodness.
We are super excited to announce that we are adding a new ambassador to the ambassador team, as well as this person joining the Power Hour team on a regular basis going forward. He comes to us from San Antonio, somewhat well known on.
Oh my goodness!
On the tour,
I think that's great. Somewhat well known. That's amazing introduction.
He has some experience in golf. Maybe can teach you guys a little something. Maybe can fit you guys for something. Maybe can bring some fresh perspectives and just add an extra layer to this just amazing crew that we already have, guys.
Oh my gosh, that's the biggest build-up ever. I love the little shimmy dance.
Join me in welcoming our newest ambassador, our newest member of the Power Hour team, Christopher Dingman. What is going on?
You know what's crazy was that intro was so good. I was sitting on the edge of my seat, like, who is it?
Like, who is this dude?
Oh, it was me. So I was like, whoa, cool.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, man, is he? Do we have somebody I don't know about coming on the show?
Looking around like he was going to to be right behind me.
Like I know I was running late, but man, did I miss some sort of screen prep there?
Yeah, you missed.
I got rid of everybody.
Yeah.
I have all new people now.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, welcome to the show. Welcome officially to the show. We are excited to have you. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand, but you joining us first. Tell us what kind of made you want to kind of join the team as an ambassador and get involved a little bit more hands-on with the tour.
Yeah, so I grew up working on the tour, working under Travis, did my PGA work under him, and just like to be involved a little bit more. I think the tour that you guys have been running and Travis has been running for the last years is just a really good idea. Brings a big perspective into competition golf around the area at any skill set. And that's huge because I don't think that you find that a lot of places. It's either you're really good or you're just playing with your friends on the weekend. And I like that this brings, anybody from brand new golfers to seasoned golfers to seasoned golfers on the tour. And I'm a huge fan of that because that's the only way to grow this game. And the cool part about this game, which we've talked about before, is you can play this game at 10 and you can play this game at 75. So as long as we're continuing to grow this game, and then you can add the competition factor and the competition level that the tour brings. I think that's awesome. I obviously have a partnership with you guys and then with the trails as well. And so I'd like to be able to build on top of that. And I felt like I was thinking well, where can I build this? And
it's perfect. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And it just kind of, not only it was already here. And this kind of laid the ground,
Tim Smith.
So the same thing as it continues to grow, I'd like to be a part of it and help out as much as I can in many different ways and bring new philosophy ideas to the tour, ways that we can help improve by, fitting golfers and maybe giving some lessons, running some clinics to our newer golfers and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And I think there's also a really cool opportunity. You know me, I'm a big tinkerer. I'm a big tech guy. I love talking equipment. I love talking golf balls. I love all that stuff. Yeah. Excited to have you be able to kind of share your knowledge and bring some information to us and have kind of the ability to talk to us about the newest equipment out there and that kind of thing, as well as the fitting process. And I
agree completely that we really pride ourselves on being an open book to the tour golfer, to the tour customer, to the tour family, what have you, right? And whether it's, our personal lives or our personal golf games, or, traveling together, or week in and week out on the tour. And Chris just brings this wealth of equipment knowledge to that team, and just a resource for tour golfers. And you hit it on the head, MD, when you were introducing him. I mean, he's well known. I mean, the transition is seamless. Not many people can roll in and run a tour event, and I think Dingman's one of 4 people that I think could do that, and maybe might be number 1 on that list. And I just think the wealth of knowledge and his passion to help people get better is just this undeniable and incredible resource that is with the tour now. I think it's awesome.
As the Birdie Colorado said himself, about tinkering, I'm a huge tinkerer in clubs too. So, in fact, I in the garage, I have the 2-ball putter that we lead tape the crap out of and cut it down, but put a super stroke counterbalance weight in it because we thought it would feel and look cool, stuff like that. So, I'm here for anybody and everybody.
I mean, we joke around a lot, but we put lead tape on top of one of Dingman's clubs once, and it worked. It did what we were trying to get it to do.
Remember the X Forge 2013s? Put recoil shafts in them and lead tape the inside of the shaft. That one was fun.
I remember that. Yeah, that was one of the more dumb ones. Yeah.
7 iron snapped right after, like the day after, because there was just too much lead tape and it couldn't hold it. But
we tried to figure out a 1-length set of clubs using recoils. It also did not work very well.
Did not work.
I mean, that stuff is all as fun as it gets. Damon, next time I see you, I got to show you my 62 degree that I play with and show you what I did to it, because it is, you want to talk about tinkering and messing with it a little bit. That thing is, you'll like that one. I think the other cool thing about having you as well is the fact that, we've wanted to dive more. We've produced some videos in the past. We've gone out and done some stuff in the past. This year wasn't a huge year for us as far as putting out as much content as we wanted to. I think from my side of it, just super engaged with the show and doing some more stuff for the tour this year. But I know one of the things I'm excited about is having someone who we can go out and make some instructional videos. We can go out and just generate more content. I know we both want to really drive that home a lot more. So I'm excited to have you for that as well. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we talked about that, kind of back and forth, and, essentially the YouTube side of golf, right? It's something that we all dream to do. And I think that that's huge too, essentially, because how many guys and gals playing on the tour have 40 hours a week to set aside to go and play, or practice, I'm sorry. And when you look at it, if we can be able to help in that way and do instructional videos and ways to help your chipping, and, because that's where all of our scores are made, is around the green, right? So anything 60, 70 yards in is where we can score. And that's, to the newest golfer, that's not really harped upon, but they're also working 40 hours a week and getting to play on the weekends. And if we can do those things to help you figure out ways to chip better in your house and not break a window type thing, that's what we're here for. And that's what we're going to try to build on top of.
Yep. And we might, maybe we'll just, we'll get Travis a putting lesson.
Yeah, maybe.
And we'll have Casey do an instructional video with you for Travis. Who knows?
Again, for me, it's all about the half a day warm up that I need to play a round of golf. Before a round of golf, if I get 45 minutes on the putting mirror, I'm gonna putt okay.
He's gonna at least make the first 20 footer he looks at, and then he's going to.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
MD's
talking about the last round we played in Colorado this past Sunday, and I made a 20 footer on the first hole for birdie, back of the cup, solid, like really good putt. And I proceeded to hit 15 more greens in regulation and not touch the hole again.
He was lagging it from 5 feet.
Wow.
The first hole.
I'm sorry, Dingman.
I said Travis yells press on the first hole. Doesn't matter the rest of the round.
Listen, I walked it in, and listen, I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling okay, and I was hitting it close all day.
I mean, it was
Like, we're not talking like I was missing 40-footers for birdie. I mean, I couldn't touch
He
the
was
hole
mi-
from 10 feet,
yeah, it was
15
I mean,
times.
that first hole I thought was just freaking hilarious because that was the perfect. It was the perfect like either end of the spectrum for you and me, where it's you made birdie. It's a par 5 opening hole. It's not incredibly long. It's like 560 or something like that. We were all hitting our third shot from inside 50 yards.
It's downhill. It's two pretty cool shots.
Yeah. Travis makes birdie, immediately is pumped up and jacked. I make bogey. I'm like, today's going to be a shit day. It's going to be a terrible, terrible day. I don't even want to play right now.
And then of course, four of us, myself, MD, Casey Graham, and Scott Williams joined us on a golf trip.
Great addition to that
weekend. And we played 3 courses in the Denver area. I recommend all 3 of them.
Oh,
that is again,
you'll never
that's
hear
part
him
of the
say
reason.
that again.
That's part of the reason why we do these trips, is to give you kind of an analysis. Like, is this worth it? Is it cool enough for us to entertain a Tour Travels trip there in the future? But I'll tell you what, it's a direct flight to Denver. It's an hour and 55-minute flight. Rental car was seamless. We were at a golf course 45 minutes later, and we played Rain Dance National, Bear Dance Golf Club, and Fossil Trace, and then flew home. And that is, I look incredibly tall in that photo.
You look so tall.
I think it's great. I am not that tall, but that was a big tree at Rain Dance. That tree was at Rain Dance. I'm sorry, it happened so fast. That hole on the screen right now is on the back 9 of Rain Dance as well.
That is number 10 of Rain Dance, I believe. No, that's not.
I think it's number 13.
14?
Yes.
13,
so
14.
many golf holes so fast, but it's definitely on
Yeah.
the back 9 of Rain Dance. That is the clubhouse.
I love
Dance
this.
National
I
Golf
love this
Course.
clubhouse.
It's really cool property. I personally recommend all 3 of the facilities. I love municipal golf. I'm a municipal golf pro, right? I love that. But when I travel and I bring tour golfers as tour guests with me, I want the place to be really, really cool. And I'll tell you what, those 3 places were really, really cool.
It's one of those things like, I mean, you think municipal golf course, you think like, you know, I hear someone say Muni and I think of Kaiser and I think of stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go play there. Then you go see a municipal course in Denver like that. Like
it was great.
Or like Bear Dance or like
a
Fossil
Bear
Trace,
Dance,
and you're like,
Bear Dance and
holy
Rain Dance were
shnikes.
just your typical, like, prototypical daily fee genre, right? And then Fossil Trace is a municipal golf course in Golden. And every single shot at those 3 golf courses was awesome. Every single shot.
Like, every hole was picturesque. Like that course made you definitely feel like you were in Denver, like you were in Colorado the most, just because of kind of the background and the backdrop that we had.
Rain Dance was out in the prairie. That's the second shot on hole number 1. We were just talking about that. That's probably 40 or 50 feet above that landing area, which is the next fairway down below.
We're about 275 out from the green there.
It's a really cool shot, really cool place. And like I said, it's we like to travel. I have a ton of Southwest points, so we do a lot of day trips like that. When it's like, hey, where do you want to go play golf this week? And it's like, let's go to Denver.
Let's just get on a flight.
Yeah, but it's totally doable. And those 3 golf courses were phenomenal. Customer service was great. The food and beverage at Fossil Trace was awesome. The practice facility at Fossil Trace was great. The practice facility at Rain Dance is super cool.
Unmatched.
It felt like the Baths putting green.
Yeah. What I really liked was that we played 3 different courses that gave you 3 extremely different experiences, 3 different, very different types of golf to go play. Rain Dance to me was essentially almost to a very significant extent like playing the straights course. Except I think, to be honest, I think it was even harder, and I think it was more just absolute death not hitting a fairway.
This is my first Chris Dingman plug of his newest ambassadorship. But I'll tell you what, I played great at Rain Dance, and I shot 82 from 8,400 yards.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And there's 2 600-yard par 4s.
That's crazy.
There are 2 750-yard par 5s. And then there were 6 more par 4s over 500 yards.
He and Casey did that. I don't have the carry to play that game. I played from 7,800. That was perfectly fine.
And my plug to Dingman is Paradigm changed my life.
Paradigm.
It does that. It does that.
I'm so glad Casey's watching from the background and not in the show, because I was just bombing it past him all weekend.
It was, his game was pretty good all weekend, but off the tee, it was stupid. Like, I used to not be like really impressed with myself if I was able to outdrive Travis, but every time I managed to get him this weekend, I was like, that was a big tee shot.
And it was out. And again, we're talking about a day where I got a really good 2.5 hour practice session beforehand.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those rounds where it's something about playing in front of Scott Williams.
Dude, Scotty, yeah.
I was under par most of the day, and wound up even par at the end, and just working the driver all over the place, just right to left with the wind, left to right, like holding it up into the wind, just doing awesome stuff with Paradigm.
So we're talking. I know we're talking Colorado, but while we're talking Paradigm, Willow Springs #2. I don't think there's going to be an eagle. I played there last week from the tips, and Paradigm also changed my life. I hit a 304-yard drive on 2, and no chance. Like, no chance at all. There was a guy I was playing with who was like even longer than that, and he was like,
you know what? I'll talk with the tour setup committee. I know them well. We'll see if we can even get that whole location back right. And
how far did number 9 at Fossil Trace play?
Number 9. Oh my gosh!
Was that par 5? It was the par 5 It was that par 5 with the bowl. It tucked in the way back.
Well, but I will say too, with Willow, #2 always plays into the wind.
Oh, yes, I know what hole you're talking about. 640, I think that one was.
640. So I went driver 5 wood to 30 yards off the green. I think I can get there. I think people can get there.
There's no chance you can get to the green. Listen,
it's #2.
First off, through Christ, all things are possible.
Oh,
Second
my
of
goodness.
all, I have a left dash in the bag.
I agree that left dash is the best golf ball statistically tested on the market right now.
And no one, that being said, and this was the discussion this weekend, because I kept saying I don't hit the ball as far as you guys. We had to edit it to say I don't carry the ball as far as you guys.
That is an accurate statement.
If I can, but depending on the situation, as long as I have
659.
As long as I have the rollout, as long as I have the rollout, I get a lot of rollout out of the ball. But Paradigm with a left dash is deadly.
Willow is in great shape right now. You guys are in for a real treat. Played there last week. The trees on 3 are insane because I totally forgot, and they are all up the right.
Does it feel like I haven't been to Willow in a year, right?
Yeah.
Does it feel like hole #3 dog legs a little bit now?
A little to the right with the trees out. Yeah, because
so you have to aim left towards the hill in the fairway there a little bit more.
The tree line comes into the right-hand side of the fairway. And that too, number 5 coming back, the par 5, the tree line goes into the right side of that fairway coming back the other way.
Yep. He means hole number 6. He means hole number 6. It's okay.
Is it 6?
It's 6 is the par 5. 6. Yeah, with the fence
so
on the left.
6 also plays that way too. But it's in really good shape. Isn't awesome. I don't know if you guys watch YouTube golf, but Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson went at it, and like they played a match against each other, and Bryson said exactly what MD said. He said, "I can carry it. I have a left dash in my bag." And Phil goes, "I have no idea what the hell you're talking about." And then left dash, I goes, golf ball. What do you mean? And he's like, "I have no idea what that means." So I just thought it. But yeah,
I will say that those golf courses in Denver, Colorado are a must play for any public course golfer. Book early. Try not to play multiple facilities in the same day. Try to give yourself time to hang out. That's a pro travel tip. Give yourself more time than you think you need. Whatever time you think you need, double it and then add an hour.
Just for your range session.
Just for your range.
Travis
100%. I mean, everyone's prep time is a little bit different, but Travis 100%. Give that dude 2 hours on the on the range. Like we got there, yeah, like 2 hours early. Scotty and Casey disappear into the bar to go eat breakfast. I went to go to the range, no idea what Travis did. And then an hour later, he's just walking down the hill, just chipping and putting, and you just see him. So the putting green at Fossil Trace is so freaking cool because it's a 3-tiered, like psychotically big green, and Travis is just sitting there. Like I saw Travis with a putter, and he's 3 tiers up, and he's hitting putts from up top down to the bottom, and they're just weaving with the undulation, and he's just playing around and messing with shots and doing all that stuff. And like Travis probably has the best pre-round practice, like kind of like program that I can think of. Like he just executes it so well. And when he gets that time to go play, like again, this is a guy who does not play often. Yeah. For him to go do that and have that consistency, and this is for all of us to take into account, like build the method, build the habit. Travis doesn't touch his clubs for a friggin' month and a half, goes and does his normal warm-up, gets himself in position, and then fires off. You shot back-to-back even. You shot even at Bear Dance, and you shot even at...
Yeah, I went 82, 72, 72. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was under par most of the day at Bear Dance, too.
Trust me, I know.
But then MD came back.
I've been playing golf with Travis
just can't close
2016. So I know about
all my last 4.
And
got it done.
But you're exactly right. Practice like you play. Don't sit on the bench if you're not ready to play, right? And I didn't make a ton of putts this weekend, but I did make one that I putted to the right of the hole, looking over my left shoulder like 110 degrees backwards. And I hit that putt like 6 inches to like 4 o'clock of the hole and got it to turn and drizzle in. And I made like a 15-footer putting 110 degrees to the right.
Yep. And then, you've got, and then for the guys who are pretty good putters, you got guys like Casey Graham who walk out to these golf courses. I think Casey made like 1,000 feet in putts this weekend.
Like no shit, for real. Casey made 150 feet of putts on the front 9.
Yeah.
And then had another 100 feet on the back 9.
Like ridiculous.
I might be being conservative there. I think it's fair. There were 2 30-footers in the first 3 damn holes.
Yeah, on that first par 3, I walked up, made a putt. He walked up, made a bigger putt. The putt he had on what would have been 13, that last par 3 with the huge uphill that I went in the cup and out, but he made the putt before me, and that was like a 25-footer he drained. He made a bunch of 15, 20 plus footers to save pars. That dude, I mean, bent grass is. I love bent grass. I want to be buried under bent grass.
Oh, listen, I might overseed with bent grass. I'm currently in the process of building a short game area in my backyard, and I kind of want to overseed with bent grass and Kentucky bluegrass. Just make it totally feel like I'm at Black Wolf Run in the winter months.
I mean, you just Denver. I mean, and again, we were only gone 48 hours. Getting home, and like I called Travis and I were talking on Monday. He's like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" Then you would be 6 under. I mean, that's probably the only way I get to 6 under, Tim. I'm not gonna lie. I shot under par.
Oh, that's a good joke. That's a great joke.
It took Travis so long.
Listen, I just got it. I was distracted. I was texting.
Longer.
I'm sorry. That is a great joke.
That is a dad joke right there.
That's
a golfing dad joke. But I called Travis on Monday, and he's like, "Hey, bud, how's it going?" I was like, sitting here just knocking out some work, trying to catch. I'm like, I feel like I'm just catching up on all sorts of stuff that I missed and all this stuff. And then I'm like, it feels like I'm catching up on shit, but we left Friday
I didn't miss
night.
any work.
We were back on Sunday. I didn't miss any work. I'm like, I opened up my laptop, like expecting to have 1,000 emails and all this stuff. Like I just didn't work for a week is what it felt like.
It definitely time warped a lot when we were there. So it really did. I love traveling on Fridays and Sundays like that. It's super seamless. There was absolutely nobody at the airport on Friday night. Nobody. The line for TSA pre-check was longer than the regular line.
Like, I was like, what a waste of my $80 to get TSA. I didn't even use it.
It's the best.
I didn't even
$80.
use it in Austin.
Oh my gosh, it's the best $80 ever.
But I mean, I think.
Also, pro travel tip: frickin' pay for TSA pre-check. Shut your mouth and pay the $80.
Pay for TSA pre-check. Get a 4-pack of air tags so you can track your shit. I mean,
yes, we could put a packet together of pro travel tips.
Yeah, I mean, we could. But I think Denver. I mean, I told Cindy, and I know we talked about it. I'm like, we need to go back. Like, I would love to go do Denver for a week, and go back and play Broadmoor, play TPC, go play a couple of the other courses out there.
There's so many. Like
there's just so many.
It's just so many. And what was really cool about the tee time at Rain Dance is there was a twosome behind us when we teed off, and we didn't see a soul the rest of the time.
Yep.
And Bear Dance was much busier, and then Fossil Trace was packed, but we didn't see a soul. We waited on one shot, which was the second shot on a par 5, where Casey hit bomb driver.
Yep.
And he did not. I did not outdrive him on that hole, and the pace play was just perfect. But where I'm going with this is the public access courses in Denver
are insane. Yeah.
Were mint. Like Rain Dance was like Kohler Pier.
Like
it was like Kohler Pier.
Every putting surface that we were on was so good. Like putting, like, I mean, and the maintenance guy even told us the first couple of putts we rolled on the goat track were like, oh, these are really pure. And you and I are sitting there talking like, they're probably rolling like 11 or 12. Maintenance are closer to 13 guy. Like they're fast. And he's even sitting there. We talked to him for a little bit, and he's like, oh, where y'all playing, all this stuff. He's like, oh yeah, no, those places are great. Like, I mean, he was hyping them up more than anyone else was. He's like, oh, those courses are great. They're in great shape.
You're exactly right. Everywhere was great. Everywhere was above average course conditions for the summer and above. I mean, listen, they were awesome. And Rain Dance was Kohler Pier. It was perfect. The greens were solid 12. I think in some cases they were in the teens speed wise. And I mean, they were just great. I had a blast. I can't wait to go on the next little golf recon mission.
Well, I'm working on it. And he's looking at me because I know he wants to go.
I want to go too. So
Okay, well, you can go on tour travels to French Lick, coming out soon, for sure.
Ooh, French Lick is going to be.
French Lick is going to be awesome.
French
Talk
Lick is going
about
to be awesome.
Talk about going new places. I never like going to new places. Like, I love that routine. I love that methodology. I love that. But I'll tell you what, I had a buttload of fun going to 3 places that I'd never been before, playing well. I'm so excited. I'm more excited now to go to French Lick than I was last week.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I'm really excited.
I love the travel golf. The away golf, I mean, there's like, now I'm starting to feel how Bird feels, where it's like my best golf is when I'm traveling, for sure. For sure, my
You're
best
certainly
golf is when I'm
focusing more, right?
Yeah. Focus is more, and I mean, I think that's, again, Chris kind of called out earlier where it's like you're golfing with your friends versus like tournament golf. And like, it's kind of the best of both worlds for us. We're like, I mean, we play golf. We're best friends. We get to go play golf together, go do these trips. But we also like to talk shit, and there's still some bragging rights there. And the expectation is like, when Travis is playing good golf, I mean, he's tough to beat. Like, it does
I love the holes in the middle where, everyone kind of realizes at the same time, like on hole 12, that everything's pretty close and
everyone's quiet.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden nobody talks for 3 or 4 holes. It's good.
And then you get the last 5 holes, I was as zoned in at Fossil Trace as I think I could ever be. Watching you guys play from 8,600 friggin' yards, you guys were locked in, and every shot required something. And then same thing, Bear Dance, again, you go from playing a very links style course at Rain Dance
tree lines
to very tree line, and then you get kind of a little bit of both at Fossil. But by God, that's what I love about our trips. Like, it's literally like you have to go out and shoot even to win. And it's first time playing these golf courses, and we have to go play like the best golf we can.
Yes, you're right. I love putting on bent grass. I love big, sexy practice facilities where you could just. I got dropped off at the golf course a lot as a kid, and that's kind of what that reminds me of sometimes. Like, okay, I'm just gonna be here all day. This is gonna be great, travel golf is awesome. Bent grass is great. I recommend those 3 golf courses. I give them glowing reviews. If you want more information on them, seek me out at Willow or a tour event, and in the future, and I will critique every aspect of those golf courses that you want. And I will struggle to find something on the golf course that isn't really good.
I know there's only one thing that you were upset about across 2 or 3 of them, and it has nothing to do with the golf course. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that Travis needs to shower after.
Listen, I spend a lot of time at the golf course. If when I'm playing like that, if I could shower twice at the golf course, that would be ideal, right? Like, if I could shower.
I don't think. Did you? Way off topic here. Did you actually shower in your hotel room in Kohler, or did you strictly only shower at?
Tour travels this past year, I did not shower in my hotel room. I showered morning and night in the golf locker rooms or the Kohler Water Spa or the sports core. I showered everywhere but my hotel room. So I love that. I roll in sweatpants and a hoodie, and I get that good exercise, stretch out session in, change into golf clothes, and then start that practice routine, which, if you give me the whole day, I'll take the whole day. I love practicing. I've always loved practicing. I'm a range rat. I was the golf pro at a driving range for a long time.
Yeah.
And I love beating golf balls. I love short game. My favorite thing to practice is short game. I joke around and call myself the chipper wizard, because it's like this folklore myth, right? But I love being creative with short game shots, and the places where we were at in Colorado really provided those.
They let you flex that muscle a little bit more.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, guys, we are at an hour and 11. We have gone a little bit over, more so than we usually do, but appreciate you guys sticking in with us. Guys, that's really all we have for you tonight. Willow coming up this weekend, closing signups at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Probably about a dozen or so, maybe less spots left, so get signed up as soon as possible. Mission del Lago on the 2nd of next month, open for registration. I believe Cedar and the PC Open will be opening in the next day or so as well.
Yes, by the weekend for sure. By the weekend for sure. So we've got that. Again, notice the players, please be aware. Champ flight, 3rd, 4th, 1st, and 2nd flight in that order this Sunday. Mixing that up a little bit. It's going to be really exciting. Double points this weekend, guys. It's going to be big. Double points.
Excited, boy. Super excited.
Will that leaderboard look the same come Monday?
I am willing. I will go and say if the over-under is 4 names on that list, won't be there.
I think 3.5 is a really, really good line. 3.5 new players in the top 10, and 2 of the 3 in the top 3 right now won't be there next week. That is also my prediction. So good luck. Good luck to everybody at Willow. Sign up. Single-digit spots left. It will sell out. We'll get there, but we're already there. We're just filling in the last couple spots. Tour returns to Willow Springs on Sunday. Final days for registration. Register golfers. First notice to players coming Thursday evening for our Sunday morning 8 a.m. tee time start. Go get them, guys.
It's going to be good. And, of course, again, congrats. Welcome, Chris, to the team. We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
Excited for the stuff we have coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun, lots to do, and we are ready to jump right in. So, guys, that will do it for the Power Hour team tonight. Everyone have a good evening. Everyone have a good rest of your week. We will see you bright and early on Sunday morning.
Woo!
Willow, stroke play event, double points. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much again.
Every point
Chris,
matters.
Every point matters. Chris, T-Sal, closing thoughts.
Hashtag paradigm. If you haven't gotten fit for a driver, go spend an hour of your time with Chris Dingman. diggydoesfittings@gmail.com is his email address. We'll have some marketing promos for him coming across the Facebook page and the newsletter coming up shortly. But if you haven't gotten fit for a driver, much less the rest, we'll talk about that stuff later. Driver, get fit, spend that time. You will gain yardage and accuracy, guaranteed. Dingman says he can find stuff for anybody. And
Absolutely.
Go get it. Those are my closing thoughts. Every point matters at Willow. We'll see you at Willow, first and only time in 2023 this Sunday. Good luck to everybody, all flights. Go get those double points.
Absolutely. Chris, anything to add?
No, I just agree. Like MD and I were texting the other day, and he was like, I want to wait for something to come out, to beat my current set. And I was like, I can beat your current set right now. So what are we talking about?
Snap, crackle, pop. I love it.
So, anybody, even driver all the way down through the bag, you could be playing the wrong bounces in your wedges, not enough bounce, wrong grind, all that kind of stuff. So especially here in South Texas with how crazy conditions we get as we play golf all through the year. But yeah, if you haven't been fit, you're hurting yourself and you're holding yourself back from being better.
Yeah,
yep, definitely be on the lookout for some videos and stuff on that. I know we've talked. I'm gonna look at those. I think we're gonna go try and fit me through Apex and look at some wedges and stuff too. And we'll probably have some videos on that for you guys down the road here as we go. But Guys, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. Thank you for being a part of the show. Everyone out there still watching, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Super excited about everything going on around the tour right now and lots more to come. But for now, we will see you bright and early. Sunday morning, Willow, double points events. Every point matters. Let's go. We'll see y'all Sunday. Night, everyone.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Thanks, guys.